What's the absolute best state to file your LLC for an online business or for a regular brick and mortar business? If you stick around, I'm going to tell you the one that's the simplest, gives you the most amount of protection, and saves you the most money. So is it Wyoming? I mean, they started LLCs. Is it Nevada, Utah, Delaware? Obviously, we hear a lot about. All these states have different fees, and all of them have different kind of laws. But most states now have similar laws, similar protections. So what happens is, you might see someone online recommend, let's use Wyoming. We're going to go file an LLC in Wyoming. But I live here in South Carolina, in Charleston. So let's say I own rental property here in Charleston, or I run a business here in Charleston. I go file in Wyoming, and so I have to pay the Wyoming filing fees, but then I also have to pay a registered agent because I don't live there. So I need to have a registered agent because every state requires you have someone in that state that they can contact. So that's the registered agent. They get all the mail. And when you know it, there's a fee charged with that registered agent. So now I'm paying an annual fee to a registered agent in Wyoming. Well, I'm done, right? No, you're not done. If you do nothing else, then you just have this LLC in Wyoming and this business in South Carolina, but there's no liability protection in South Carolina because there's no entity in South Carolina. So what do you do next? You get a certificate of authority to transact business. So basically South Carolina would then recognize this Wyoming LLC. So what do I have to do then? I have to pay usually the exact same fees as to start a business to get the certificate of authority. So now I've created two LLCs, two sets of fees, and I'm paying a registered agent in Wyoming. So do I get any benefit out of the Wyoming? Well, if something happens in South Carolina, where are they going to sue me? They're going to sue me in South Carolina. So it's going to be the South Carolina laws, South Carolina lawyers, with a South Carolina, tenant or business or whatever the dispute might be. So what's going on with this Wyoming LLC? Well, usually it's just a business sale. You're getting a company saying, oh, it's borderline scam. Come set up this LLC even though you're in another state. And you're spending all this money, but there's no real benefit. There are some scenarios where you're raising money or capital, and there may be some scenarios, but the vast majority of a one or two owner LLC, the best place, absolute best, is in your home state. Because then you just have one LLC. And you know what? You don't have to pay these registered agent fees. You can go look around. Even the cheapest ones are several $100s. You can get charged more than that, and it's just an auto debit, and they give you the package and all this sort of stuff. But you can be your own registered agent. So then you just, in South Carolina, we have a one-time fee. It's like $125, and that's it. You might pay someone like Drafted Legal $200 to file it, but there's no annual fees. There's no registered agent. You can be the registered agent, and then you get this great liability protection in your home state. So that's what we recommend the vast majority of times, is to go out and get an LLC in the state you are in. If you think there's a reason that you might be one of the exceptions, then contact a lawyer and see if that makes sense. But by default, I would start in your home state, save that money, unless a lawyer or a tax professional tells you that there's some benefit. Not a website, not someone that's selling you a Wyoming LLC, someone who is a fiduciary to you saying, oh, this is a good idea. Otherwise, I'd be very, very careful that you're being sold on something that you don't need. So if you're starting an online business or starting a side hustle, go get an LLC in your state, use Drafted Legal. If you have questions, you can send us an email, and I will do my best to make sure someone on our team or I can individually contact you and steer you in the right direction. Or if you need a lawyer, we've got a link to our law firm as well. I hope you find that helpful. Save money, use it on your business, and best of luck.